Now, just some grammar points before we move on, uh, because we're going to work on adverb clauses. Um, the adverb clauses are featured in Unit 6. But before, the couple of things that we need to really understand. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that make a complete thought. Extremely important because you could have a lot of words, but the words don't make sense. I, tomorrow, camp, run, car, boat. Those are words, but they don't make sense. They don't make a complete thought. So a sentence is a group of words that makes a complete thought. Now, that's applicable to 99% of the sentences. 1% of the sentences may not have a subject. Those sentences are called imperative sentences. They're usually commands. So I have a son named Tito. So let's say Tito gets me mad and he comes into the home and I say, sit down. I want to speak with you. Now, sit is a verb. There's no subject. Now, if he comes in the house and I say, Tito, sit down, okay, I want to speak with you. Now we have a subject in that sentence. So 1% of the time, you will find sentences that don't have a subject. Now, here's a sentence. CPACS is a great organization. So let's break this down and diagram it. What is the subject of this sentence? The subject is who or what we're speaking of, or who is doing or what is doing the action. So the subject is going to be CPACS. The subject could only be a noun or a pronoun. No other part of speech. The subject is a noun or a pronoun. So what is a noun? A noun is a person, place, thing, and idea. Again, what is a noun? PP, person, place, thing, and idea. Okay? So what's the verb here? CPAC is a great organization. So it's a to be verb. Is the verb. And is a linking verb. We have three types of verbs. The verb that's used most often is the action verb. Then we have helping verbs. And helping verbs help us with verb tenses. Then we also have, like in this sentence, a linking verb, is. CPACS is a great organization. Okay? So let's look at the last word, organization. Organization ends with the suffix shun, T-I-O-N. So anytime a word ends with a suffix as shun, is going to be a noun. So we have two words left. Okay? What kind of organization? Great. So great is describing the organization. It is an adjective. In this sentence, we have the word a. A is an adjective. Now, there's some confusion. Some students say, and even instructors say, it's an article. An article is an adjective. And I'll say it again. An article is an adjective. When a, an, or the begin the sentence, they are classified as an article. Within the sentence, a is an adjective. So here we have CPAC's subject noun is linking verb, a adjective, great adjective, organization noun. This is what we should be doing when we write sentences. Now, we have phrases. Phrases are a small group of words. And some examples are, for instance, at home. That's a prepositional phrase. There's no subject there. There's no verb there. Here's another phrase. In the store. That's a prepositional phrase also. There's no subject and there's no verb. Okay? So now let's look at the clauses. The clauses. There's different type of clauses. Now in Unit 6, we're looking at the adverb clause. A clause is a group of words with a subject and verb. So you do have a subject and verb in clauses. Sometimes you will only have the verb, but it's understood what the subject is. Okay? But usually you have a subject and a verb in clauses. So let's look at the different types of clauses. We could have a dependent clause. A dependent clause usually starts with a subordinating conjunction. And it doesn't constitute a complete thought. It keeps you hanging. Then we could have an independent clause. An independent clause has a subject, verb, and it's a complete thought. It has a beginning and an end. The dependent clause has a beginning but doesn't have an end. So when you have a dependent clause and an independent clause in a sentence, it is considered a complex sentence. We have three different types of sentences. We have the simple sentence, subject, verb, predicate, period, question mark, out. I say it again. Simple sentence, subject, verb, predicate, punctuation at the end. The second type of sentence that we have is a compound sentence. Two sentences making one sentence, and is connected by a coordinating conjunction. A coordinating conjunction. And the coordinating conjunctions, we could write down fan, boys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So we have an independent clause, a complete sentence. Then we have one of these coordinating conjunctions. Then after the coordinating conjunction, we have a subject, verb, and predicate. And if it's written that way, we have to place a comma before the coordinating conjunction. So now we have a simple sentence, subject, verb, predicate, out, punctuation, out. We have a compound sentence, two independent clauses linked by a coordinating conjunction. And we have the complex sentence. The complex sentence comprises of a dependent clause and an independent clause. So we have a sentence starting with a subordinating conjunction. When a sentence starts with a subordinating conjunction, we automatically know that that's going to be a dependent clause. And then we have to place a comma after the dependent clause. After the comma, now we're going to have the independent clause. Okay? So the dependent clause has a beginning, but it has no end. Okay? After I finish this lesson, you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I'm going to go to sleep. Maybe I'm going to eat some food. Maybe I'm going to play my drums. Maybe I'm going to call someone. Okay, so that's a dependent clause. You don't understand the ending. It's incomplete. Okay, so if I say or write a sentence, after I finish this lesson, comma, I plan to go to dinner, period. Now we have a complex sentence. Okay, so there's three types of sentences. So we have, again, dependent clauses, independent clauses. We have the adverb clause, which we're going to study in this lesson. We have the adjective clause, which hopefully we'll work on in the near future. We have the conjunctive adverb clause, which is also an interesting clause, because in this clause, we have to use the semicolon. Okay, we have to know how to use the comma and also use the semicolon. Okay, and the comma, looks like this, and the semicolon looks like this. Okay, comma, semicolon. Okay, so let's go over this again. Quick review. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that makes a complete thought. Okay? Example, CPACS is a great organization. Period. Another thing too, which I have experienced with a lot of students that come up to the board and write, they forget to finish the sentence by using a period, a punctuation, a question mark. No period, no sentence. No question mark, no sentence. Okay? So the sentence tells you that you have to stop. That's a complete thought. Okay? Now, 99% of the time, a sentence has a subject, verb, and predicate. 1% of the time, you may come across an imperative. 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 Imperative sentence. Imperative sentences do not have a subject. The subject is inferred. It has a verb and a predicate, but no subject. Okay? Then we have phrases. Perfect example are prepositional phrases. Prepositional phrases are usually 2 words, 3 words, maybe 4 words. A small group of words. They're phrases. And also we have clauses. Some of the clauses, okay, are going to be the dependent clause, the independent clause, the adverb clause, the adjective clause, the conjunctive adverb clause. Okay, also a clause of purpose. So there's different type of clauses. So again, this is extremely important. Understand what a sentence is. Write a sentence. Send me a sentence. Diagram it. Let me know what the subject, the verb is, and the rest of the words in the sentence. Diagram the sentence. Then send me a couple of phrases. Okay? And you could send me, since you know how to write a simple sentence, write a simple sentence. You know how to write a compound sentence using a coordinating conjunction. Write a compound sentence, and you also know how to write a complex sentence using a subordinating conjunction. Okay, write those sentences and send those sentences to me for my review. Again, I could be reached at Hassan, HASSAN, at gsu.edu, or become a friend on Facebook with me. Okay, this way we have different ways of dialoguing together. Send me your questions and your comments, and I'll be as helpful as humanly possible. Have a great day. Take good care, and we'll be back shortly. Ciao.